Wait a second. Joe Biden now has the power to fix the border? Less than 5 months ago, the big guy was crying to the whole world how he'd done all he can on the crisis and that Republicans were to blame for allowing millions of illegals to waltz into our country and cause all sorts of chaos. Biden sat on his hands as migrants took advantage, beating up cops in Times Square, then flipping the bird to Americans when caught. Just last night, migrants were taking selfies at a border wall in California. But with an election 5 months away, Joe had suddenly change of heart.
Today, I'm moving past Republican obstruction and using the executive authorities available to me as president to do what I can on my own to address the border. I'm announcing actions to bar migrants who cross our southern border unlawfully from receiving asylum. The simple truth is there is a worldwide migrant crisis. And if the United States doesn't secure our border, there's no limit to the number of people who may try to come here, because there's no better place on the planet than the United States of America.
As of midnight, the border will be shut down for the first time since a man named Donald Trump was in the Oval Office. That's because the move effectively blocks asylum requests once the average number of daily encounters hits 2,500. But that's peanuts to what we're seeing right now. But don't be fooled. The so-called crackdown that will still permit a minimum of 1.8 million new arrivals into America every year, even if enforced properly. So why is Joe acting now? CNN's data guru has some clues.
Immigration is the nation's top problem. Back in May of 2020, it was just 1% of voters who said that. Look at where we are today, May of 2024, the last poll conducted by Gallup. It's up to 18%. Back in June of 2020, Biden was actually trusted more on the question of border security and immigration by a single point. Look at where we are in May of 2024. My goodness gracious. Look at this huge jump that Donald Trump has gotten. He is now ahead on this issue by 27 percentage points.
The politics of this, Dana, there were some no-shows today. Some Democrats didn't want to really be involved in this ceremony.
Yeah, there were 4 Senate Democrats all up for re-election. They are in vulnerable positions right now, though slightly ahead of their Republican challengers in each. But they don't want to be near Biden because they know that their constituents are looking at those numbers that Harry Enton of CNN were showing. And when he was like, oh, my goodness, look at this, that's how those people in those states feel, including Arizona, Georgia, I think Pennsylvania and Wisconsin were the 4. Montana, sorry. When Harold said that policies are fluid and politics are, like, let's just look at a couple of things. So it was 2017 when all of this anger at President Trump's policies came to bear, right? So in 2016, the Democrats didn't have anything about asylum in their DNC convention. They didn't talk about it at all. Hillary Clinton didn't talk about it. Trump gets into office. Trump makes decisions, and then, oh my gosh, now the Democrats, they have to protect all the people of the world. They promise in their 2020 platform that they will protect people and reverse Trump's policies. And what did Biden do in his first 2 weeks? That's what he did. And so he owns all of it. And the other thing I was thinking about today is he's so protected from ever having to actually deal with anything. Are you making fun of me?
No, you're making fun of
Greg is making
faces at me
as you making faces at Harold.
I was just like, I could feel like something was happening. Biden's so protected from all this. So he invites these blue city mayors to come. He's never worked in local politics, right? He went straight to the Senate. And in the Senate, you get to basically, you pass bills worth billions of dollars, and you never have to worry about actually writing a check for $750 to go for this playground and this constituency. And local government's the hardest. And I imagine that a lot of them were sitting there saying, okay, I'm here because you're kind of forcing me to be here. But they know that the problems in their communities are caused by a decision in 2020 to reverse Trump's policies, and now they're trying to blame the Republicans. It's really quite something to see, and I don't think it will work politically, especially with those numbers.
Greg, give us the global view here, you know, big picture.
I'm a big picture guy. You know what this reminds me of? How they frame inflation. You know, that when the rate drops, the prices still go up, but only slower. We have to remind ourselves, it's still going up. We should be calling this illegal inflation. But this proves the law that we already knew. You like that?
I did.
Okay, that's good. Elections have consequences, but for Democrats, the consequences of their policies jeopardize elections. So that's when they suddenly care about you. and pretend to abandon all of their luxury beliefs for now. So, whether it's their social justice agenda, DEI, climate change obsession, their embrace of sanctuary cities, and of course, supporting Joe Biden, all of that you could probably do in better times when things weren't already in ruins due to 4 years of luxury beliefs. And that's the paradox. In good times, Dems make it bad because it's less noticeable during good times. Biden himself is a luxury hobby, just like defunding the police, denying inflation, and supporting Ukraine. But when you can't support your own family, you can't support illegal families, and you can't support wars across the globe. So don't ask anymore. We're all done. Trump, however, is not a luxury belief. It actually costs you to support him. It's like when you come out for Trump, you endure the acrimony of people that you work with, of people who think they're smarter than you. It's like, but it's like the short-term. It's the short-term response to a long-term problem. You go to the gym and it hurts in the beginning, but it pays off later. That's how you look at Trump. You look at Trump as a tough decision that helps you in the long term. And when you do it, it's brave because you're enduring the emotional wrecks who will mock you. But when you support Trump, you realize you're not in luxury times, and that luxury beliefs cause these bad times. And the Dems, they won't help you because in their luxury beliefs, they don't care about the border, right? They don't care about crime. They don't care about you. And this is just, my point being, this was just an action based on caring about an election. The election looms, they're doing it, so it's not about you.